With another YouTube video. And today we are back on the Twitch Amigos podcast with the one and only Spruce Goose. Goose, who are you on Twitch? And how did you start on Twitch and other types of content?
Oh, well, first off, thank you for having me.
Hey, man, of course.
How did I start on Twitch? It was almost 3 years ago now. Actually, probably is over 3 years ago. It was 2020. Right after COVID, I was stuck at home and playing Madden. And back then, I was on PC, playing PC regs. And the real story of how I got into Twitch is one time just playing regs on my own, not streaming on anything. I matched up with a guy named Madden King TTV. That was his gamer tag. And the TTV, as we all know, means Twitch TV.
Copy.
And so I was like, oh my god, I'm playing a streamer. And so I pulled up his stream, and he was streaming for like one person, probably me. But just the idea of like that game being broadcast out on the internet for, in theory, anyone in the world to see, that was like, it was a pretty cool idea. And for some reason, the fact that his name was Madden King rubbed me the wrong way. Because I was like, I think I'm better than this guy. I was like, if this guy Madden King can stream, why can't I stream?
For sure.
And so shortly after that, I started streaming too. And it was a very slow-going journey from there. But I always had my voice chat on when I'd play on PC regs. I would actually be nice to people. I wouldn't talk trash. I would actually be really nice to people, and over time, a couple people would, be nice back. I'd tell them I'm streaming. They would stop it. And, you just slowly build an audience like that. And one of them, Evil Chicken, he's probably not listening in, but he was one of those very first people who I met on the voice chat, and he's one of my mods to this day, and he's been around for 3 years now. So that's how I got started on Twitch. Everything else, YouTube, TikTok, that's kind of a different story, but that's how I got started on Twitch with Madden.
Murph says you're a W.
What's that?
Murph says you're a W for real because
Murph's a W.
Okay. So besides Madden, I know you stream Madden every single day whenever you go live. What is your favorite game to stream besides Madden?
I don't think I stream anything else besides Madden. Have you guys seen me stream anything else besides Madden? I think I've only... So. You want to know what I did? On Halloween, my first year streaming, I played... What was that horror game? It was Outlast. I played Outlast on stream. It was on Halloween, so
boy.
With the lights off, I was streaming Outlast in a hot dog costume. That was my Halloween costume. And it was... I'm terrible at horror games, and I was just losing my damn mind.
For sure.
But it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun for other people. It wasn't fun for me. But I really don't stream anything besides Madden. I'm not a variety streamer. I don't play the show. I don't play 2K. When I boot up, I'm playing Madden. I'm all in on that.
Okay.
Whatever you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So go ahead, Heavy.
I got a question or two for you. What was your favorite all-time Madden game and why?
Ooh. So I got two answers. The nostalgic answer for me is Madden 07. I got that freshman year of high school, and I played it all of high school. I didn't actually have. Well, I guess I didn't have 08, and then it's like 09. I think I had on like the Wii or something, which that doesn't even count. So like 07 on PS2 was basically the Madden I played all of high school, and I was obsessed with it. I was addicted to it.
For sure.
That was like they had the hit stick was 05 and the highlight stick was 06, so they kind of had those refined in 07. And just Madden 07 just has so many memories for me, and I'll always look back on that with very fond Madden memories, especially because I wasn't playing online, and I'm sure we can all look back and at our Madden time before playing online, it was a much more positive experience, and once you start playing competitively online,
for sure,
it gets a lot more frustrating. But then more recently, like, my favorite Madden was Madden 21. I know debating recent Maddens is really controversial, but for me, I love and really miss the old gen movement. It was so quick and responsive. There's a lot of fun things you could do that year. You could be super off meta. I was in the spread playbook running all these RPOs and QB run plays and just having a blast with it. And also, unlike this year, you could actually throw to a receiver and it wouldn't bounce. The ball wouldn't bounce off his head or his hands. You could actually catch the ball. And so I miss that about Madden 21 as well.
For sure.
Speaking of the RPOs, what was your favorite RPO?
My favorite RPO?
Yeah.
RPO, bubble, Y pop, gun, Y off trips, spread playbook.
Okay.
It might still be an emote in my Twitch chat. It doesn't work as well as it used to, but because it's now classified as an RPO peak, which means the ball will automatically get handed off if you don't throw it. But at the time, it functioned as an RPO read in the sense of if you didn't hand the ball off or throw it, the quarterback would actually keep it. However, it was not an RPO read in the sense that there was no read key, and so all the D linemen still got blocked. And so it was, I think that was just kind of an oversight when they were making the RPOs, but you had 3 legitimate options every time. The handoff to the running back, the keep to the quarterback, the throw to the tight end, and you didn't have to read a read key. So it actually, it was so much fun. They got rid of it. I don't know if it's because I abused it, but like straight up, like when I was on FNF, I actually beat Mills in FNF that year, Madden 21, my first appearance ever.
Wow.
And it was using RPO bubble Y pop pretty heavily. And so I don't know if the gameplay devs watch that or even know who I am, but there's a chance that I played a factor in RPO bubble Y pop being kind of nerfed from what it used to be. So
For sure.
That's just how it goes.
Since you play Madden, what would you say like your favorite NFL team is?
I'm a Bucks fan.
Okay.
I guess you guys can't see it, but I got my Bucks blanket back here, and I'm a real Bucks fan, not a bandwagon Tom Brady Bucks fan. I grew up in Florida. Well, I was born in Ohio, but I moved to Florida when I was 1, and I became a Bucks fan. Funny enough, my joke in my Twitch chat is that I am a bandwagon Bucks fan because I became a fan after they won the Super Bowl. It's just their first Super Bowl in the 2002-2003 season. That's when I became a Bucks fan.
Okay.
And then they proceeded to not win a playoff game for the next 18 years after I became a fan until we had Tom Brady. But I am a Bucks fan. And it's funny because I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Falcons territory.
Oh boy. So I'm a Patriots fan, but I was born in Florida, so.
Oh, what part?
Boca.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I was in kind of the Orlando and Tampa area.
Okay, yeah. I have a few friends who live in Tampa and all that, and cousins.
That's awesome.
I'm a Ravens fan, but I can't really say too much about NFL teams because I'm born and raised in Canada, so.
Hey, I mean, you picked a pretty good team. Ravens are a pretty solid franchise on average. I mean, they've got their Super Bowl wins, and they're just generally good every year. I mean, I can't remember the last time the Ravens had, like, a truly bad season. You picked pretty well.
Yeah. So, do you follow any other sports or just football?
I watch the NBA playoffs. And by say I watch the NBA playoffs, I sit here at my desk and I work, and I leave the playoffs on in the background.
For sure.
And then, like, in the last few minutes, if it's close, then I'll go and watch. Basketball's tough because being from Florida, I'm a Magic fan.
Okay,
Not a fun time. I'm probably the only Magic fan you know.
No, I know.
So that's not a fun time. And then baseball, I keep up with the standings, but there's too many games for me.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's fair.
True that.
And I grew up playing and loving baseball and watching SportsCenter every single morning, watching all the baseball highlights. Grew up playing MVP baseball 2004 and 2005, but at this point, it's just too many games. I can't keep up with it. So I watch the standings. Maybe I'll check out the playoffs, but in the regular season, I can't watch it. It's too much.
Yeah, I can agree. So I've noticed in like a ton of your YouTube thumbnails, like I've been watching your YouTube videos for probably like a year and a half. You mention a lot of NFL athletes. Have you met any, or have you just like?
No, I haven't met any NFL athletes.
Would you?
I know that it might look like that from those thumbnails with the FaceTime format, but that's just a style of YouTube thumbnail. It was originally done, I think, by Airac, like if you know who that is, the YouTuber, and then I think FutCrunch, the FIFA YouTuber, took that
for sure,
and then I think I maybe even saw someone else do it, and then like I used it in this case for making those like Dream Scheme videos.
Yeah.
And the videos obviously did really well. Occasionally there'd be comments saying like, "Oh, this is clickbait because it looks like you actually talked to Patrick Mahomes or whatever." And I feel like those thumbnails are definitely on the line of being too clickbaity, but
yeah, for sure.
They, at the same time, it's like, you know, if you look at the percentage of people who like the video, it still had a 98% like rating because I still think it was a good video.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's the game of YouTube. It's like you make a really good video, but how do you bring people in? Because if people don't click on the thumbnail, no one's going to see the great video that you made.
True that.
And so I don't like having to ride that line, but it's just something that anyone who does YouTube videos goes through, is like, what's the right balance of, I don't want to clickbait, but I don't want to be so boring that no one clicks on it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to balance that out. That's just YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, the YouTube algorithm is hard to, like, understand sometimes because, like, you don't know what to post, you don't know what to make or anything like that. Like, for me, because I started on YouTube and then now I'm back here on Twitch, and then it's hard to make, like, thumbnails. I always have someone making for them. Heavy makes all my thumbnails, he makes all my emotes, and it's just hard to, like, post videos. Like, I try to make long-form content, streaming here full-time for 6 hours a day, or longer if I want. And then YouTube is just tough to make videos because you don't know what you're going to make or like what to post. Like my most viewed video is unboxing a full send flag from the Nelk Boys, and that has like over like 2,000 views.
Hey, nothing wrong with 2,000 views.
Yeah.
It is funny. I'm just going to make a quick comment. You mentioned the YouTube algorithm, and something I've had to learn, basically because I've heard it from people who understand YouTube better than me, is like anytime you talk about YouTube and talk about the YouTube algorithm, the easiest thing you can do is just replace the word algorithm with audience. Mm-hmm. Because ultimately, the job of the algorithm is to deliver the audience content that it thinks they want to see.
For sure.
And so I've tried to take that mindset of, I'm not making videos for the algorithm, I'm literally making videos for the audience, or you know, think about who is your audience.
For sure.
In my case, my audience is obviously people who play Madden, but it's more of a subset of that. Mm-hmm. It's like people who want to improve at Madden, or at least get Madden tips, or see the pro schemes broken down, like in the Henry and Dez videos. And so I think that anyone who wants to do YouTube, you have to identify your audience, and it's not enough to just say my audience is Madden players, because throughout the Madden YouTube world, there's a lot of different types of videos. I mean, there's like my type of videos, which are more like game breakdowns and tips.
For sure.
You've got like Throne doing
like gameplays.
Gameplay, but also like entertaining gameplay, right? Like his personality is part of the content. And then you've got like Kinney doing like, kind of, challenges, and when you 1+1 stat for every yard or something, mm-hmm. and kind of those kinds of videos that are very similar to kind of like FutCrunch on the FIFA side of things.
For sure.
And all three of those are different types of Madden videos, and there can be some overlap, but at the same time, like, a lot of those audiences don't overlap, and so I think it's important to truly identify who your audience is if you're going to make YouTube content. And so, like I said, I try to think not about algorithm, but audience.
Okay.
When I'm thinking about YouTube.
So for YouTube or Twitch, do you look up to any content creators on the platform, or not really?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many great content creators. Do you mean like within Madden, or like on
just
the platform in general?
Just the platform.
I mean, I think I mentioned Airac before. I think that his storytelling and editing is just next level. Obviously, Mr. Beast, who's like the king of YouTube, and he's really awesome about going on different podcasts and interviews and kind of just sharing all his YouTube knowledge for free.
Yeah.
And then those are two. I love Mark Rober, if you know who that is. I mean, he's super smart and just makes absolutely amazing videos. I mean, I could go on and on. There's so many great YouTubers.
For sure.
And I think they're all just an inspiration to just try and keep getting better.
Yeah, so like you were talking about Mark Rober, right? You're also an aerospace engineer like him, correct? Or he's...
Correct. I have my degree in aerospace engineering. He has more impressive work experience because he worked at NASA. He worked on, I think it was the Curiosity Mars rover, whereas my work experience was 10 years working at Delta Airlines, which is still really cool, but it doesn't compare to working on the Mars rover.
Yeah.
But you are correct that I do have an aerospace engineering degree.
That's what's up. So... what is the biggest collab on YouTube you've ever done? Like, if you've collabed with a YouTuber for a YouTube video, who would you say the biggest person you've collabed with?
I don't think I've done any collabs. I've actually only done one YouTube collab ever. It was with J-Tibbs, if you guys are familiar with J-Tibbs.
I don't think so.
Is a former pro Madden player. He did some YouTube. I don't even know if he streamed. I don't think he's doing Madden anymore.
Yeah.
And so, it was about 2 years ago, I did a collab with him as a gameplay collab, and I had technical problems, just like we started off today with technical problems. And it's when I gave him, I think my either my video and or audio, just there's something wrong with them, but we tried to make the most of it, but I mean, it didn't come out very well. Not that the videos weren't getting a anyway, but that one I definitely don't think did well.
For sure.
It was also kind of before I really knew what I wanted to do on YouTube. Gameplay and gameplay collabs, that's not my thing. That doesn't appeal to my audience. Kind of what we talked about. And so at the moment, I don't have any upcoming plans for collabs. I have ideas, but if I ever do a collab, it has to stay within the niche that I want to focus on, which is breaking down schemes, teaching Madden. It'd have to be all within that context. I'm not gonna not that, I'm not gonna do a gameplay with Throne. He wouldn't want to do a gameplay with me anyway, because I'm not a YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
But again, doing that wouldn't really. It would be different than the value proposition of my YouTube channel.
For sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. When Madden says you did a collab with him, is this true? When Madden, he's in the chat right now.
So I forgot about that. You're right, and that was almost You're right. That was a collab. But it was also kind of a podcast / interview, kind of like what we're doing right now. Just like this is going to go on YouTube. I don't know if I would consider what we're doing right now a YouTube collab, even though it'll go on YouTube. And so, but you are correct. We kind of did an interview podcast type thing that went on YouTube.
And there's Evil Chicken checking in.
Oh, what's up, Evil Chicken? I'm not roasting anybody. I'm just delineating the difference between a interview and the video with Win Madden was a much better video. We had really good discussion, much better than my previous collab with J-Tibbs. A complete train wreck.
For sure. So, talk to me about Spruce Goose GG. I know that's your ebook, correct?
So that's my current ebook website.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't have a ton to say about it, simply because there is a new website coming for Madden 24 with a new name, new branding, new everything. And I'm really excited about it.
For sure.
I can't reveal the name yet because it's not quite done. But I think that the format of the ebooks is going to be so much better. I think because I've spent a lot of. Here's what I can say about sprucegoose.gg. That's where I have all my ebooks, all my schemes, and I love the schemes. What I wasn't entirely in love with was the formatting of the schemes, because, and I'm probably just being a little overly critical, because I don't think they're any better or any worse formatted than any of the other ebook sites. The reality is, I think most ebook sites don't format the ebooks that great, because the reality is formatting an ebook is really difficult.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information to take from a lot of different places and try to package it in one spot.
For sure.
And so it's not an easy task. So basically, I spent a lot of the year playing with different ebook formats, and finally on this new website, I have a format that I think it's concise, it's clean, and it's super easy to navigate. It's super easy to digest, and I'm really excited for it. And the other thing I'm really excited about is there's going to be a lot of free content this year. So people who don't even want to spend a dime, you can still become a free member. You can get a free ebook, access to other free videos, and access to our free Discord server that we're going to make, and access to one other type of tool. Again, I'm not quite
going to share
it.
Yeah.
A tool that I think will be really useful for a lot of players, and that's going to be completely free. And then, of course, the website will have so much more content as well, like lots of ebooks, lots of one-off videos and stuff for the people who want to sign up and pay. But there's still going to be plenty of content for people who just want to be free members as well. So I'm really excited.
So you're saying this website's going to come out in 24?
Yes, it's going to come out probably right around the launch of 24.
Okay.
Maybe just 24. And I'll be pushing it on YouTube, I'll be pushing it on TikTok, I'll be pushing it on my streams, I'll be pushing it everywhere. So.
Okay. So what separates you from like Civ, Dubby, and all them, like from this website on Spruce Goose GG?
So I think that what's going to separate it is truly the way it's presented. Like I said, I think that, because the reality is, I don't have 2 Madden belts like Dubby does. I can't lean on that and say I was literally the best Madden player in the world one year, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I learned in college, getting my aerospace engineering degree, is that, and I'm not referring to Dubby in particular, I'm saying in a more general sense, just because you're the best in the world at something doesn't mean you can teach it well.
True.
And I know that because I went to Georgia Tech. I learned aerospace engineering from some of the smartest people in the world in aerospace engineering, and they were terrible professors.
Jeez.
They were terrible at teaching. They were so smart and so good at what they did that they did not understand how to convey that information to other people. God. I think that's one of my biggest strengths, is being able to convey the information concisely and efficiently, especially in this new ebook format. And so I think that's what's going to distinguish my ebooks from anyone else's, is I truly believe that you can learn one of these schemes in 10 minutes. And we're formatting the videos like that. I have a really successful format on TikTok. I don't know if anyone watches my TikTok videos, but
yeah, I watch them.
The TikTok videos, they're pretty short, but a lot of information can get packed into a short amount of time. And I think there's a lot of value there, because you value your time. Everyone values their own time. And I think that a lot of ebook websites have, the ebooks can get bloated to where they start getting to be hours and hours long. And maybe for some people, they want hours and hours of video content on one ebook. But I believe with a little bit of extra effort and time and energy, you can take all that same information and compact it down into a lot less time and be a lot more efficient. And that's a lot easier for people to learn and digest.
For sure.
I feel like it's proven on TikTok, and I'm like, if it's proven on TikTok, like, why would it be any different with ebooks? And so,
for sure,
I think that's what's going to distinguish our ebooks. I truly believe that you can learn one of these schemes in just 10 minutes, like thoroughly, not like surface level, but thoroughly in 10 minutes. And
Copy.
So we'll see if that ends up being true. That's what I truly believe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a good ebook that you're running so far. Like, the playbooks that you show on spruce.gg, explains it easier, but whenever with this new website, you said it's going to be easier for people to understand, make them understand the website, and show people how to run their schemes.
That's the goal, yeah.
Okay.
Is just make learning a scheme as easy and accessible as possible.
For sure.
Because I try to think about the broader audience. Obviously, like Henry as an example, he's a Madden genius. He's literally like a Madden genius. But when he teaches Madden, the way he teaches it might not make a ton of sense to a super casual person who maybe they just picked up the game for the first time in 3 years. He might be talking about things and they don't even know what the heck he's talking about.
True that.
Because the people, realistically, the people who buy Henry's ebook probably have a desire to be successful in the competitive scene, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to appeal to an even broader audience to where there can be value for the competitive player, not someone like Henry, but the person who plays the game competitively, but also the broader audience of someone who might play the game more casually. My goal is to be able to provide value to all of those people.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Heavy. You're muted, Heavy. Heavy, you're muted. Heavy, you're muted.
Jesus, I was doing something that's on me. My bad.
It happens.
Whenever you play Madden and you were in a tournament or whatever, who's the biggest competitor you played against?
So the biggest competitors I've gone against would be my appearances on FNF. I was on twice in Madden 21, once in Madden 22, and wasn't on it this year. I really did not like Madden 23. You guys mentioned before we got on here, I don't stream very much anymore. I just really don't like Madden 23
I
at
understand.
all. But so in Madden 21 and FNF, I played Mills. That's the game I won.
Jeez.
Barely lost to Young Tony, who's a club champ. And then the following time in Madden 21, I played Wesley. And, especially in 21, Wesley was literally one of the best players in the world. And it wasn't that close. But to be fair, not a lot of people were playing Wesley close in Madden 21. So I think he was I think he was in the Madden Bowl final.
I think he was.
Did he beat Fancy or did Fancy beat him?
I think it was close, but I don't remember.
Someone will have to fact check me on that. But Wesley, obviously a very good Madden player, and especially in Madden 21, he was ridiculous.
Yeah. So what inspired you to have the name Spruce Goose?
So the short answer is I basically took it from the nickname of an airplane, a famous airplane.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked it up.
So I didn't plan on that being a name for being on social media and stuff. Originally, me and buddies who played video games, we'd play Dota, we'd play Rocket League, we'd play PUBG and stuff. We had an inside joke from one of our games where we were getting absolutely wrecked by someone named Goose. And so that just became an inside joke for us. And being a goose became synonymous with being really good at a game.
For sure.
And so all of us started making our gamer tags have Goose in the name. And so being an aerospace engineer, I knew that the Spruce Goose was a famous airplane. And I didn't really think twice about it. I was like, oh, Spruce Goose. It's a gamer tag with Goose in the name.
Yeah.
And then when it came to actually doing YouTube and stuff, I just stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, I thought about changing it, but when I thought about it, it's I still have that tie to that old inside joke with my close friends, and then the fact that it's the nickname of an airplane, it kind of ties into my aerospace background.
Yeah. And
it also it just rhymes. I think it's easy to remember, and so it kind of checks all these boxes for I think a decent name. I don't know if I'll have any copyright issues with it. I don't think it's an official name. I think Spruce Goose was a nickname of that airplane.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, if the downside is if you Google Spruce Goose, you're going to get the airplane, and so that part kind of stinks in terms of discoverability. But it is what it is. But that's where the name came from.
That's not your real name, is it?
My real name is Matt.
Okay.
but I'm Spruce in the Madden community.
For sure, yeah. So
Matt's such a generic name anyway.
Yeah, it happens. I have a generic name too.
If you didn't become a content creator by streaming on Twitch or doing whatever, what other jobs would you have done?
Oh, I would still be at Delta most likely. I was at Delta for about a decade as an intern, and then as a contractor, and then full time. I was in mainly two different departments. One was the cabin interiors engineering department, and one was the aircraft systems group within the fleet engineering department. So basically, I was doing. I won't bore you guys. I was doing reliability and regulatory projects on our Airbus aircraft. Airbus is one of the two big airplane manufacturers. Like half of Delta's fleet is Boeing, half the fleet is Airbus. Mm-hmm. And so I was on the Airbus side doing random projects on just different systems of the aircraft. So might be the wheel and brake system. One time I was doing a project with like the pitot probes on the front of the plane that like feed into the altitude reading in the cockpit. Mm-hmm. I've done things on like the fuel inerting system. I've done a bunch of different projects, and so if I didn't end up doing this, I would still be at Delta doing that stuff. And parts of the job I really loved. I loved the flight benefits. I got to travel all over the world working for Delta. But at the same time, it was an office job, a windowless office at that, commuting 5 days a week, doing a lot of paperwork, dealing with office politics. And ultimately, it wasn't what I wanted to do forever. Mm-hmm. And so when the opportunity came about to pivot and do content, I decided to go for it. And so far, it's paid off.
Nice. So why did you agree to be on mine and Heavy Why did you agree to be on Heavy and I's podcast today?
I don't know. I like to say yes to things. I'm trying really hard just in life in general to avoid saying no. Mm. And obviously there's things you have to say no to, but at the same time, I think that if someone invites you to do something, unless I've got a really good excuse not to, I want to say yes.
For sure.
And especially to have the chance to talk about Madden and talk about YouTube and talk about stuff like, I mean, I love talking about this stuff. Hopefully it comes through that like I really do love talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
I never see it as a chore, or I never feel dragged down by it. And so, just an opportunity to talk with some guys in the community and hopefully meet some new people from the chat and everything. Yeah. I think it's just a great opportunity.
Yeah, I've been a fan of you for like a year, like I said, on YouTube.
Thank you.
I mean, it kind of inspires me to make an ebook, but it's hard to program. I'm at college right now for sports. I'm studying sports communications. Mm-hmm. It's a good major, but it's a lot to learn. But
for sure.
Yeah.
My advice for doing an ebook is, if possible, see if you can start off helping out someone else's with their ebook site, because you can kind of get to see the background of things before you do it yourself. I mean, so what I got to do, you may know AntCap from Huddle.
Yeah.
And awesome guy. Mm-hmm. And so first I got to help them out by doing some YouTube videos for their YouTube channel. And then he also let me create my first ebook on their site, not as one that gets put on their front page and everything, but it was my own ebook. I could send a link to whoever bought the ebook, and it was hosted on their site. And so I'm extremely grateful to him for that, because it kind of got my feet wet with how to build an ebook, how to structure an ebook, because it can sound kind of easy to do, and then when you actually do it, there's just things that you don't think about. And so
for sure,
I'm incredibly grateful to AntCap for kind of given me some insight into it before I had to, go and do it myself.
For sure.
Is there any advice that you want to give people into becoming a content creator? That makes any sense.
Oh, it's a great question. So, if you want to be a content creator, part of me wants to say, like, you got to be willing to work your ass off. You got to be willing to grind, because you absolutely do. At the same time, though, just blindly grinding isn't going to get you anywhere. You'll be like spinning your wheels. And so it's like, well, you need to simultaneously be grinding and have that mindset of being able to put in the work, while also always actively evaluating, like, am I doing the right things? Because there are people who will stream on Twitch for literally 0 viewers or 1 viewer for like a year. And in their minds, like, I'm putting in all these hours, I'm grinding. But if you have 0 viewers, it's like something's not right.
Yeah.
It's like there are better things you can be doing with your time. And so, there's a million different ways to do it. The easiest way to get impressions right now seems to be TikTok. And so, if I was starting from scratch, it's like maybe I would start there. But at the same time, if you make a great YouTube video with a great thumbnail, like, you can blow up a YouTube channel even if it's brand new. So there's a lot of different avenues to go. But the number one thing, if you're trying to be a content creator, like, be willing to work hard, but also be evaluating, trying to think, like, what is the best use of my time, and just learn. Just try to learn, because I mean, almost everything in content, like, it's not luck. There's a slight bit of luck to it. I mentioned before the podcast that when I made that Henry video, and I think that thumbnail is what propelled it to 1 million views, I didn't know that it would be a good thumbnail. I was making an educated guess based on everything that I had learned up to that point.
For sure.
And so the more knowledge you can build and then apply it to what you're doing, the better your educated guesses will be. And most of our educated guesses are still wrong, but you just have to be right a couple times to have stuff kind of blow up and really build some momentum. And so just be learning. Like, one more thing I guess I will say, there's a lot, there's so much I could talk about. I have a college friend who wants to get into content creation, and his issue is that he has analysis paralysis. He spends so much time thinking about what YouTube video he wants to make and planning it out, scripting it out. It's been months and he has not made a single video. So at some point, if you're brand new, you have to just start making stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just be doing stuff, and you'll learn so much more from just doing stuff than from thinking about it. And I love this story. I don't know if it's true, maybe it's just a parable, but it was like a high school pottery class. And the first day of class, the class is split into 2 groups, and one half of the class was told you have the entire semester to make the best pot possible, and like out of a clay pot, whatever. And the other half of the class was told you have to make the best pot possible every single day. You only get the duration of the class period.
Yep.
And what ended up happening is by the end of the semester, the people who had to make a new one every single day were so much better, because think about all the reps they got in and how many times they had to do it and how many times they failed and had to learn from failing, versus the side that only had to make one for the whole semester. It's like they never got to experience any feedback. They just spent the whole time analyzing that and thinking about that one thing. And so if you're super early on, you have to just do stuff. And if you're trying to do YouTube, make 50 YouTube videos. And the reality is no one's going to see them at first. But try to consciously improve one thing every single time. Maybe one time it's like, I'm going to focus on the transitions. Maybe one time I'm going to focus on the music. One time I'm going to focus on maybe being like, more liberal with my cuts, like making it, flow a little faster. And if you apply one new improvement every single time, after 50 videos, you've now made 50 improvements to your videos. Your videos will be a lot better than they were when you started.
True that.
You can only do that by actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
So all of that, I guess, would be my advice to new creators.
I mean, like, yeah, it's hard to grow on YouTube. Like, I never thought that video would get 2K, like me and you were talking about earlier before I started stream. Yeah, that video blew up, surprisingly. I don't know how that video has 2,000 views to this day, and I thought that video would be like a joke video, and it hit 2,000. I was like,
a good video or a good thumbnail or both.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought it would hit 2,000. I thought it would hit like 100 at least, and then it hit 2K. I was like, holy shit, this is my best video. And then on Twitch, and then on Twitch, I recently hit like 1K 2-3 months ago. I was like, damn, I'm really blowing up on the scene of Twitch and YouTube.
That's
and
awesome.
Then I mean, it's hard to stream since I'm going to school in the next month. Hard to do stuff, hard to get content out, but I'm trying to push content every single day. Try to do streams, try to do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely balancing it with school is super tough, and obviously school should come first, and then it's like with the YouTube side of things, I know you can take long breaks and you can come back and be just fine. I don't know enough about Twitch, honestly, to know what it's like taking a break, but obviously school should come first, get that degree, and then once you have that degree, it's like
you can do whatever you want.
You can do anything,
Yeah. Do you got any, Spruce, you got any last minute questions before we wrap up the YouTube video? For the two of us, for Heavy, my chat, me, Heavy, anybody?
I have just one question.
For the both of us?
You guys asked me. What's your favorite Madden?
Of all time?
Of all time.
So I started Madden the 25th anniversary, so Madden 25 when Barry Sanders was on the cover. So I've played, that was my first ever Madden. I would say like my favorite Madden would be like when Gronk was on the cover, so Madden 17. Because since I'm a Patriots fan, I grew up with the Patriots, being a fan of them for a long time, and yeah, I would say that game would be my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Heavy, how about you?
For me, honestly, the first time I ever started playing Madden was probably the same as Jake, but Adrian Peterson was on the cover.
So that was 14?
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, me and my cousin would just verse and breaks, and then, yeah, that was really it. And, like, the first ever Madden I owned was 19, and I just kept moving up from there. And possibly mine has probably been 20 when X Factors first came out.
The running year.
The Eric Dickerson year.
Yeah.
That year was cursed.
Sadly, I never picked up Dickerson or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did play back so I never had to experience that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. Do you have any last minute questions for the two of us, Bruce?
I think that's all I got.
You can ask us personal questions. You can ask us my stream questions, my chat, pretty much anybody.
You said you've been streaming for a few years, right? Doing the podcast for a few years?
Yeah, I've been doing this podcast for, Heavy, 2 years now? Almost 2 years?
No, it's been like a year and a couple months.
Yeah.
Because me and Jake met 2 years ago. So
yeah, we met through here.
I got one more question. Who is your dream guest for the podcast?
For the two of us? Heavy, you can go first. I'll think of mine.
It would possibly be like an NFL superstar, like maybe Sauce Gardner streams, Hollywood Brown streams.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, what's his name? Darrington Evans.
Yeah, everybody knows live.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. For me, I have a few big guests in mind. I mean, like, Jesser. I've always played 2K. I've always looked up to that guy. I've been following him for years, like 5+ years. Him. In the Madden community, I would probably say Skim or Dreeny, because Dreeny would be a really good guest. because he's like a young gun like me. Fendler, shout out to Fendler. Me and him have been boys for a year and a half, and yeah, like a few NFL players I would love to have. I would love to have a few Patriots players like Judon, because I'm a diehard Patriots fan.
Should have stayed on the Ravens.
But yeah, I mean, a few NFL players. Awesome. Yeah. With my major, hopefully I can get some people on the podcast. I mean, I'll probably change the name here and there, but I don't know.
All right. Well, in a couple of years, I look forward to seeing Fendler and Jesser on here. Not Fendler, well, Fendler too, but I was gonna say Sauce Gardner and
dude, it'd be crazy if we got Sauce. I mean, I reached out to him, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
So. Hey, keep grinding.
Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate you being on here, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys having me.
You got anything to say to the chat? My chat? Anybody else?
Love you guys. Sorry I didn't see the messages. I saw Evil Chicken pop in.
Yeah.
But I was busy looking at the camera.
Yeah.
But hope everyone's having a great night, and hope everyone's excited for Madden 24, because, like I said, Madden 23, not a great game. W's from Featured Medic.
Yeah, I'm about to grind some MUT champs. I'm 1-13 in champs, and I'm gonna do a little late night MUT champs grind until I have to go to bed in like a few hours. Hey man.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. Both you guys, I appreciate you having me on.
If you wanna save my Discord, save my contact, I'll text you my number on Discord. You're more than welcome to text me anything. Appreciate you being on here, Spruce.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man.
Have a great night.
You too.
You too.
Deuces, brother.
Oh, we're good to see you. How about you guys like this one right here?
Oh, we got a Spruce Goose clip?
Ooh, that was close.
Ooh, that was close. Yo, shout out to my guy Spruce Goose for being on the podcast. My guy Spruce in the motherfucking... Appreciate it, Spruce, for you being on the pod. Let's grind some MUT champs, boys. Shout out to Spruce.
I don't deserve it, man, but that one's for you, baby! That's just for you, Fog! Let's fucking go!
Heavy, can you change the title and stuff? All love, Spruce. Spruce, I'll DM you my phone number on Discord. Nice. I just got a message from the guy by the name of Skullfucker. Nice. Get fucked. Oof. Love you, boys. Appreciate you all for showing up in the stream. We're gonna play some Madden. We blew up in the Madden that was a funny clip. Let me get this all situated. Let me get my alerts back on. Spruce, if you're still in here, bro, you're a great guy. I appreciate you being on the podcast. Appreciate you having the opportunity with your late night shit. I don't know what you were doing, but I appreciate you being on the pod. You're a great human being. I've always looked up to you on YouTube, and yeah. You're a great guy, and if you want, I'll DM you my phone number on Discord right now. Yeah, man. Dude, I love having people on the pod, meeting new people, all that. Spruce, I just DM'd you my phone number on Discord. What up, Tommy? Sorry if I wasn't paying attention to the chat, boys. I was kind of doing this. I was doing the podcast. And appreciate all the new follows. Let me give. There you go. Nice.
59.6%.
Nice.
59.6%.
Nice.
59.6%.
Nice.
Whoops. Let me get these orange stuff back. Let's grind some MUT champs. We got 20 plus people in here earlier. I appreciate you boys for showing love on the podcast today. That was a lot of fun. Spruce, if you're still in here, I'll publish that video probably tonight or tomorrow. Got it, Dubs? Just text me so I can have your number saved. All right. Appreciate you, brother, for being on. Let's get the music back going. And for the culture, Spruce, what song do you want? You get the first song request of the stream, because you're the guest. W fucking podcast, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my guy Spruce Goose. Shout out to my guy Murph for getting all my things situated. Appreciate you, brother. Let me get these blurps all situated too. We'll get the music going. Spruce, it could be like hype music. We gotta listen to some hype shit. Let's go over to Murph's stream and ask him what he thought of the pod while we're in here. Well, let's see.
Selling.
I'll be burnt out by September. Lefty on lefty, nice.
Let's see how Murph.
It's hard to not burn yourself off the first month, man.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Come on, John. Get like a bozo.
It's actually got a printer going.
Come on, get through. Hey, we made contact, boys. First contact of the day. What's good, Jake? Hey, we watched like 25 minutes of your podcast, man. Good stuff. Jake the Savage season.